everybody, it is Julie from Pages and Pens, and today I am here with some contemporary recommendations for you. Let's jump right into it. For those of you who have not yet finalized your TBRs for ContemporaryAthon, I am here with a couple of different recommendations for you if you're still trying to round out a TBR. I have 5 books in each of the categories I feel like I can probably recommend to you. So that's going to be blurple on the cover, dark, taboo, hard-hitting contemporary, as well as diverse contemporary, and pictures on the spine. A lot of these double up for way more than one of them, and I'll talk about those as I pick them up. In terms of your most recently acquired or alternative format or one that you meant to get to in 2018, a lot of these could probably also double as those as well. With the exception of like alternative format, none of these are graphic novels or told in verse, I don't think, but you could probably find them in audiobook. I don't know. Let's jump in, and I'm going to start with one of the first challenges, which is to read a book with blurple on the cover, which caused a little bit of a stir. Not everybody was sure exactly what blurple was. So it's anything with blue, purple, or a combination of them both. As you guys know, we encourage a whole ton of doubling up on challenges. If you can do more than one challenge for one book, why not, right? So I went through my shelves, pulled a whole bunch of books. You can see, like, this is usually full. I pulled a lot of contemporaries. These are my contemporary shelves. So I pulled a whole bunch. Just really quickly want to apologize for any like red nose or stuffiness or like lower energy. Guys, I'm so stoked for ContemporaryAthon. I'm so ready for it. I am so sick right now. Just with like sinusy head cold. My ears are clogged. I can't hear out of this one specifically. I don't feel fantastic. I'm doing my best. I'm going to start off with Emery Lord's The Start of Me and You, which I have not actually read yet, but we have like a tealy blue down here. We've got some purpley blue up here, another different color of blue up here. I'm counting this as some blurps. I have read The Names They Gave Us and Open Road Summer, but I have not gotten to this one yet. I know that Jane from It's Jane Lindsay is like one of her favorite Emery Lords. I really want to get to it soon. I didn't pick it up for this one specifically just because it's a longer book, but I do want to get to this one sooner than later. So this would be a great pick if you were looking for blurple. This counts. Then I'm going to go to one that I have read, and this is The Museum of Heartbreak by Meg Leader. I'm not sure. We've got a whole bunch of purple up here. We got some blue down here that's actually combined with purple, so literally blue and purple, blurple. This one would actually probably also count for a picture on the spine. There is some hearts over here on the spine as well. I think I gave this 4 stars, and now I'm blanking on exactly what it was about. Sometimes the biggest heartbreak of all is learning to let go of the wondrous time before you knew that things could ever be broken. I believe her father works at a museum. There's like a dinosaur exhibit in this. And then I remember it being really cute. Then we have Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. This one is a lovely, like, platonic friendship, friend group, found family, diverse, coming of age, college aged, about a girl who draws fan art for a podcast. Then she meets the guy who creates it, and you find out his backstory and why he's creating the podcast. It's hard hitting. It's really amazing though. And this is all kinds of purpley blue. I'm sorry guys, Ring Light Life, but this one totally would count. Then we have Autobiography by Christina Lauren, which is also diverse. This one would be diverse as well. This one is about a boy who is out, and then he moves to Utah with like into like a Mormon area, and he goes back into the closet, and then he meets a boy, and they kind of form a relationship, and then kind of come to terms with, I don't know, sexuality, I'm assuming. I haven't read this one yet, but it's literally like a blue to purple gradient. It's blurple, and this one also has a picture on the spine. There's like little houses down here, so I would count that for diverse. For blurple, for a picture on the spine, this counts for a whole bunch of stuff. And if you didn't get to that in 2018, it would count for that as well. And if you just bought it or got it from your library, it's most recently acquired. You can do like everything with this thing. Then I have one that I got for Christmas. This is The Handsome Girl and Her Beautiful Boy, and this is a blue to purple gradient on all these letters, so it's blurple. This one would absolutely count for blurple. And then I believe this is about non-binary, like gender fluid characters, and so this would be diverse as well. I don't know if it's diverse in ethnicity. Z is a lesbian and Art is gay. So it is diverse in sexuality at the very least. There's a couple on this that I haven't read, but I'm recommending them because I don't have to have read them to know that they're blurple. So then we're going to go on to our dark and hard-hitting taboo contemporaries, starting off with one that I also haven't read. This one is Allegedly by Tiffany D. Jackson. This one is about a girl who I believe, this one would also be diverse. This one is by a woman of color, about a woman of color. So like our main character is a woman of color. And this is about a girl who, when she was really young, working with her mom at a daycare, a white baby died. They're black women and she ends up in like kiddie jail. And then she's trying to, like, I guess, clear up the situation and what happened at the daycare when this white child died. And only her mom really kind of knows the truth, but she, like, the jacket, the blurb says that like nobody really knows who the real mama is. Like, maybe her mom's a little bit darker than we all think she is, even though she looks like she's really nice on the outside. I don't know, I haven't read it, but this would be dark and it would also be diverse. So there's that. Then we have A Girl Made of Stars, which would absolutely be dark. This one's about a girl whose best friend accuses her brother of raping her. The brother and the best friend are in a relationship, so this discusses non-consensual sex within a relationship, which isn't handled very often. Assuming also just about friendship and family, and I'm assuming it's going to make me cry. I haven't read this yet. There are purple and blue and purple little stars around here all over. There's some artwork on the spine. I'd probably count that as a picture on the spine. Then we have another one that would totally count for blurple. There's like blues and purples up here. This is Made You Up by Francesca Zappia. This one I did not tell you. This one is by Ashley Herring Blake, and this one is by Francesca Zappia, who is also the author of Eliza and Her Monsters. This one would also be darker. This is about a girl who is living with hallucinations. I believe that she has schizophrenia. I believe it's on the page, schizophrenia. She's not sure exactly what's real and what's not, and she believes that she hallucinated an interaction with somebody in a grocery store years ago, and then she goes somewhere and meets the person that she remembers from her hallucination, and she's swiftly losing track of what's real and what isn't. And it was dark, like it was sad. I really like it just because I like studies in psychology and the way that the mind works and copes with things. I really enjoyed it. I know a lot of people say that they don't enjoy this as much as they enjoy Eliza and Her Monsters, but I still thought that this was a fantastic book. And if you're looking for one that you maybe haven't heard about a ton on my channel, this is a really good one. I think it counts for dark. It counts for blurple. Mental health, talking about mental health counts as a diversity topic point, you know, talking point for me. So this one counts for a whole bunch of different things. And then we have Bad Romance by Heather Demetrios, which I believe I've talked about in other favorites videos, but this is a really tough contemporary. This is a YA contemporary that talks about an abusive relationship. The abuse in this is not physical, it is mental, and it builds slowly. It starts really, really simply with little things and then escalates to a point where the girl, the main character, can't understand how she got where she is. But she's writing letters from the beginning where you know she's left the situation, and then you're uncovering exactly what happened as you go through, and you're seeing her kind of come to terms with it and deal with it. It's just about that like everyday mental, emotional, verbal abuse that sometimes happens, especially in young relationships, before you realize what is and isn't acceptable and how you should and shouldn't be treated. Really, really beautiful. So if you're looking for something that you maybe haven't read yet, this one would be a great hard-hitting one. And there's also some blue and purple flowers up there, and then the whole spine is flowers. So this would be a picture on the spine. It could be blurple, and it's also hard-hitting. And if you've been meaning to get to this and haven't yet, that counts for another challenge. So give this one a try. And for my last hard-hitting, I am using The Wicker King by Kay Ancrome, which I just read this year and freaking loved. It's going to be in a ton of videos. Get used to me talking about it. This one could also be diverse in terms of talking about mental health. But this one is about the slow decline of a friend. Can't determine what is real and what isn't. He has another world that's layered over ours, and as he goes through our world, he can't tell what's his world that only he sees and what's our world that we see as well, and interacting with our world becomes harder and harder for him. But luckily Jack has August, who is his best friend, They have a very toxic, very codependent relationship. They both have abandonment issues from their families. This kind of follows August as he tries to help Jack through these hallucinations and navigate a world where he's not sure exactly what's real and what isn't, and the only thing that they know for sure is real is one another. And it is amazing, and I absolutely loved it. I 5-starred it. I think it is phenomenal. Again, another look at like psychology, which you guys know I am a total geek for. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it was 1000% mine. So this one would be a great one for pictures on the cover. There's a whole bunch of, you know, different artwork on the spine here, and diverse and also really dark, but really, really beautiful. So that's a great one. I have 2 more stacks. I have one for diverse and one for pictures on the spine. First, for diverse, I'm using, again, mental health rep. So this is Imagine Us Happy by Jennifer Yu. This one is about a girl who is just suffering from depression, I believe. She meets a boy who kind of understands her, and I think that he suffers from his own kind of like mental health issues, and they form a relationship, and then it's just whether or not they can actually have navigating relationships while also dealing with their mental health, I believe is what it's about. I haven't read it yet. There's also a picture on the spine. You can see the girl from the cover is also up here. This is one that I'm really excited for. Have not gotten to it yet, but this would count for diverse for sure. Then another super blurply cover. This is like the definition of a blue combined with purple. This is Anger's a Gift by Marco Shiro. This one's super diverse. I believe it has a gay main character, and it is a boy of color. I don't remember what exactly his ethnicity is. I believe he's black, but I'm not 100% sure. This one is, again, about police relationships with, I believe, African-American men specifically. And this is like a super hard-hitting contemporary. I have not actually read it yet. There's also a picture on the cover, the same boy who's standing on the cover, who looks to be African-American, so I would assume African-American, is also on the spine. So this could be picture on the spine, hard-hitting, diverse, and also blurple. This is a whole bunch of stuff. And it came out in 2018, so if you haven't read it yet, that would count for that challenge as well. Then we have What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. Honestly, any of Becky Albertalli books or any of Adam Silvera books would be diverse. This is about a male-male relationship, so super diverse that way. Either of these authors in any of their works would be diverse. Then we have the good old stand-in, Evelyn Hugo, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And if you don't know, this is diverse in a couple different ways. One of our main characters and points of view is Monique, who's interviewing Evelyn Hugo. She is, can't remember if she's biracial or if she's just African-American, but she's a woman of color. So she's being interviewed by a woman of color. Monique is one of our main POVs. And then Evelyn Hugo herself is bisexual, and her main love was a woman. So none of her 7 husbands, but this one is diverse in a couple different ways, and just also a fantastic, really amazing read. So give that one a go. Then we're going to go for The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. This one is diverse in a couple different ways. We have, I believe, a Vietnamese, half Swedish main love interest. And then Stella, our main character, is on the neurodiverse spectrum. So I believe she's on the higher end of the functioning autistic scale. Pictures on the spine. It's the 2 of them smooching. From the cover is also on the spine there. So this one is a fantastic read for also a little bit of blurply stuff. So I would count this for blurple, diverse, picture on the spine. You could do a whole bunch with this book. And then my last stack is going to be just pictures on the spine, which a whole bunch of these other ones had too. But I'm going to start with The Strange and Beautiful Stars of Ava Lavender, which is my version of Chelsea's Summer of Salt. This is magical realism, but I count it as a contemporary. It does have a little bit of a historical aspect because it is a generational story, so you do get a little bit of a historical backstory, but then the majority of it is told from Ava's perspective in modern day. And this one has a whole bunch of these bronze metallic feathers on the sides. This would also be blurple. And this would also be dark and taboo. There are trigger warnings in this. This is not an easy book. There's a lot going on in here. I would say this is definitely dark and taboo. It's definitely blurple, and it definitely has some pictures on the spine. So this could count for a whole bunch of stuff. I love it. If you want to read this, go ahead and read it. I'm not going to be mad about it. Then we have 99% Mine by Sally Thorne, which I was very lucky to be sent a finished copy of by the publisher, so thank you very much for Harper. And this one has a whole bunch of purple, a whole bunch of blue, so this could be blurple. This one also has a picture on the spine of the 2 of them, so this could count for a couple different things, and it could also be your most recently acquired because it just came out in 2019. Then we have one of my favorites, and this is The Girl in 6E by Alessandra Torre. This one has a girl in the spine. so that counts. Like the same silhouette is on the spine as well. This one's also very dark and taboo. It's about a girl who doesn't really trust herself, so she's locked herself away in her apartment because she has murderous tendencies or urges, and so she just isolates herself from society until she can't anymore and she has to leave the house, and then what happens then. So this was really cool. She also works as a cam girl, so there's like a little bit of a sexy time in this too. So definitely an adult erotic thriller. Then I have one that I have not read yet, which is horrible. Dylan from Dylan's Reviewing sent me this a long time ago, and I haven't gotten to it yet. Did I Mention I Love You by Estelle Muscemi, and this one has the two of them together on the spine here, so this one totally counts. I don't know very much about it. I keep wanting to get to it, but it's a longer one. It's like about 400 pages, and it's just not a readathon book for me. But one day. The last one is going to be The Secrets We Keep by Trisha Lever. And this one's about twin sisters, and then there's a car accident, and one dies and one lives. But when the one that lives wakes up, she says she's the other twin. I don't know why. I don't know what happens after that. I haven't read it yet, but on the spine are the two girls' faces, kind of silhouetted the same way here. But this would, I assume, be also dark as well as pictures on the spine. So if you are still forming your ContemporaryAthon TBR and you are still looking for some suggestions, I hope that these ones help you. I hope that you guys are as excited as I am to start reading next week for ContemporaryAthon. I am so ready. I've been staring at my books for so long, just ready to start reading them, so I can't wait. I'm really excited to vlog with you guys. I have a feeling that my TBR is going to change a whole bunch because it always does. But I'm ready for it. Cannot wait. Really excited to see your TBRs, really excited to see your vlogs and see what you guys are reading. And I will see you next in a ContemporaryAthon vlog for day one. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. All right, that's it for this video though. If you liked it, be sure to give me a big thumbs up, click subscribe, and I will see all of you in my next video. Bye guys.